Good morning, guys. How are you? Can you hear me well?
Hi, yes, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Natalia. How are you? I'm
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
very good. I was drinking my coffee. I need it today. Do you drink your coffee? Do you drink coffee?
Yeah, in the morning, but it doesn't really have any effect on me. I just like the flavor.
Yeah, really. Have you tried like matcha?
Oh, I love matcha.
Really? I've tried like once. I don't know it was if it how I ordered it, but it was so sweet. I was like, no, this doesn't taste like anything, just like sugar. Mm. Sorry, can you repeat it again?
Oh no, I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay.
Just
Yeah.
laughed.
I'll give it a second try then to the matcha.
The problem with matcha is that in Colombian restaurants, like places where coffee shops or whatever, where they say matcha, they usually don't prepare it very well. And buying like the matcha powder is a little bit expensive, so yeah, in Colombia
Mm,
it's a little bit difficult.
mm. Well, here in America where I am, they are like a specific like like matcha shops
Oh,
where
really?
they
That's
sell
so cool.
different types of like, or I mean, I don't know what's the difference of the matchas, but like different brands. Um, I tried the ice cream, matcha ice cream, and I really liked it. But
Oh, I love matcha
um,
ice cream.
yeah, it was really good, but it was too much. Like I get overwhelmed at some
Mm.
point by the flavor.
Yeah, it's a
I
strong flavor.
Yes, it's a strong flavor. I think that if you have a small portion, for me, it will be good. But it was a huge matcha ice cream, and I ate all of it. Oh my gosh. Um, but yeah, I try. I remember I tried like a matcha, like a normal matcha with like milk. It wasn't like that weird, but I add like some syrup, and it just tastes like the syrup. So I didn't really taste the matcha.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, now or like here, everyone is drinking matcha. Everyone, and I'm like, oh my gosh, am I too old now that I just drink coffee?
I do
Um,
love everything like matcha flavored. I usually
mm,
buy my matcha powder and like make desserts with matcha, and I think it fits so well because it's so bitter. So for desserts, it's perfect. I don't like too much sugary things,
mhm.
so matcha flavor is perfect for me.
No, that's good. Yes, I heard that it was bitter, but my experience was like it was too sweet. But yeah, I will give it a second try and I will text you
But
to see if
you'll
I
have
like
to
it.
do it yourself.
Yeah, I guess that yes. And what you said is true, like matcha powder, because now it's like a trend. Now it's so
Mm.
expensive.
Oh
So
yes, it's so
like
expensive. Like here in
yeah.
Spain, it's a little bit cheaper than in Colombia, but in Colombia, it's so expensive. Oh my God.
That's funny. In Colombia, like when something gets like trendy, the prices go up so bad. I don't know why. But anyways, um, welcome again to this week. We're going to be reading about work-life balance, a very important topic for me, and I hope for you guys too. This is the last week of the online language community. And yeah, thank you very much for connecting to this class, Jason. I know that this is like a very early hour for you, but I appreciate that you're here. Okay. Now, Jason, can you please help me reading the goal of today?
Sure, teacher. So, goal. By the end of the lesson, students will understand the main ideas and details of the text, learn and use key vocabulary related to work-life balance, discuss opinions about balancing responsibilities and free time, and develop critical thinking and speaking skills.
Thank you very much. Yeah, as you know, like, yeah, this is a reading session, but I appreciate that you guys are in the level C1 and we can speak. Um, so we are going to speak a lot about our opinions today. We are going to read about different types of like testimonies about work-life balance, and we are going to try to identify the main idea and the details of the paragraphs. Also, we are going to like review or learn vocabulary related to work and life. And yeah, we're going to be discussing about balancing responsibilities and free time. So this is going to be our warm-up discussion today. Do you think people work too much today? What is work-life balance? And would you prefer working from home or working in an office? So, I think I can answer the first one. I think it depends on the country. Maybe you, Natalia, can confirm that like maybe in Japan people work different hours than in Spain or in Colombia. But I feel that like what I remember in Colombia, yes, people used to work a lot, but not as much as here in United States. Like here, sometimes people they don't have like lives because everything is like working. So I came here to America as an au pair. It was like an international cultural exchange, and I used to work for a host family. And um, I used to take care of a 6 years old, and her parents were always so busy. Like there were weeks where the girl that I used to take care of, she will not see her mom. And that's kind of sad because it was an only child, and the mom was like very successful, very hardworking, very smart. But that's just like the culture here. The mom will work like from 7 a.m. to sometimes 10 p.m. She will come back home after her bedtime because she was busy or she was working overseas or in the States. So I can confirm that here in America, people is more focused on working, and sometimes they don't control the amount of hours that they work. Um, because that's the culture here, or at least in the state or the area where I am, the work life is very competitive, like really, really, really competitive. So I guess that's why people work more and more. But what about you? What do you guys think about the rest of the question or what I just said?
Um, my brother, he has a job based on the United States. Like he used to work there, but like then he started working from home and went back to Colombia. But anyway, I do agree that like in America, people work like longer hours and
Mhm.
sometimes like they when he has a like a project or something, it's like I can talk, don't look at me, don't forget I exist. Yeah, so it's yeah, like even on Sundays and things like that.
Mhm.
But sometimes in Colombia people also work a lot, and I think the main difference is that well, my brother earns a lot of money, and people in Colombia don't.
Mm. What about in Japan? Like,
Mm, well, it
do you
depends.
think?
Like
Uh-huh.
Japan has a lot of misogyny. Like if
Oh,
you're a
really?
woman, you're expected to marry and take care of your house and not work. And if you're a man,
Mm.
then yeah, men work a lot there. Like it's even like infamous, like people commit suicide from so much work.
Wow, crazy. Oh, wow.
On the other hand, Spain, I think, has a lot of regulations regarding work hours. Like, for example, on Sundays, everything is closed. like supermarkets, everything is closed. And in summer, people just
Mm.
close their shops and go on vacation. Like for 3 months, everything is closed too. And just
Oh.
then I find it so cool like that. Like, yeah, they have a life. They can enjoy the summer too.
It's like one extreme to the other extreme, right?
I don't know if it works. I don't think it's extreme.
Well, yeah, that's
I
true.
think it's a goal.
That's true. Yeah. Well, that's cool. That's very cool. What do you think, Jason? Would you prefer working from home or working in an office? And do you think that people work too much today?
Well, regarding the first question, I really agree with you. It depends on the country and the culture, but also it depends on the area and maybe the base economy of the place. As an example, here in Villavicencio, where I live, it is 1.5 hours from Bogota, but this is an informal town, you know. Here there are not that many, companies and so on. The base economy here is agriculture and what is the other one? How do you say the milky milk and I don't remember teacher how to say that. Well, the milk industry. No,
Yeah, milk
how?
industry, I'll say that. Yeah.
But there is a specific word.
Maybe
I just
dairy,
don't get it.
dairy.
That word, dairy. Thank you, thank you. The dairy industry and agriculture, dairy. Yeah, that thing. So, for example, they work from 7 a.m. to 5. For example, the field workers in the potato harvests, they work from 7 or 6 a.m. sometimes to 5 p.m. So the amount of hours is not that much, but of course you gotta know that this is informal work. They don't have any, of course, security or that doesn't exist here, not at all. And on the other hand, the formal work in Colombia, well, it depends. For example, we have like a minimum of 7 hours per day, or let's say like 46 hours per week. I think it's nowadays. Of course, there are extra hours of work, and they gotta be paid. But I think it also depends on the responsibilities of the person. I know a woman, yeah, a woman. She has to work like every day, and even though it is mostly informal, on weekdays she works for a company, a harvest company, and on the weekends she works on a drugstore. There are different jobs. I mean, they are not connected, but she has to do it because of her situation. She needs money, so that's it. Depends on the country, of course, the culture, the basic economy, and the responsibilities or needs of the person.
Yeah, that's true. Like there are a lot of factors that we need to think about it to think if that person works too much or not. I guess that like it's subjective. Every person has like a different need, a different goal in their lives. But yeah. Can someone answer what is work-life balance for yourself? Like, what do you think? Like, what is the idea that you guys have about work-life balance?
Like the amount of hours you work versus the amount of hours you have for yourself.
Okay. Do you agree with that, Jason?
Yes, and I
Hmm.
will complement with the effort. And for example, I know this girl. She's an accountant, and she works from on weekdays. But you know what? On Sundays, she's always like, even though she's not in at the office and she's not working because she's not going to be paid for those hours. But on Sunday, sometimes she's always like answering emails, answering calls from the job. So that's another factor. It's not only the time, but the hours you work, but also if where you are in your house or in your home, are you still like thinking about your job, about the responsibilities, or you or, totally disconnect from it? So for me, a
Yeah.
work-life balance is, of course, the time I spend on the place I work and in my home, but also the effort I give for the worry I give to it. So usually I would
Hmm.
say, yeah, if I'm in my work, of course I'm connected to my family if something happens, but I'm in my job.
Hmm.
But if I am in my home, I don't give a think about my job. I'm like
Yeah.
totally disconnected. So that's
Yeah.
it.
I think what you said is very important. It's something very mental too, because I I was like that. I used to work when I used to work for like a call center in Colombia. It's a job that is very demanding, and even though I stopped my shift and I finished my shift, and the next day I had my day off, and even on the day off, I was thinking about possible solutions that I could give to the customers, or I was dreaming about it too. So I think it's like a mental decision too. But yeah, thank you guys for sharing your opinions. I really appreciate that. They're very interesting. Now we're going to continue with the vocabulary. I want you guys to guess the meaning of these words and sentences by context. So, do you guys know what it means commute?
It's like the travel from your home to your work or place you
Mhm.
study.
Yes, exactly. It's like that daily travel between your home and your college or your home or your job. What about freelancer?
It's like you don't work for a company or yeah, but like I don't know how to explain it. Uh, like you're independent, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like you don't have like a contract with a company directly. You're like an independent contractor, pretty much. And if you have a contract with a company, it tends to be like very like short term. It's not like a, for example, like an accountant, like full-time accountant. You have a full-time contract to be an accountant. So yeah. What about parental leave?
Is it when you leave home or when your parents leave you?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think
Well, for
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
No, Natalia, you go ahead.
Uh, 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 I think it's like when you have like a new baby. No?
Yeah. Hmm. Yes. So yeah, it's pretty much when you have a new baby and your company give you, I don't know, like 12 weeks or I don't know, 15 weeks of like parental leave where they pretty much I don't know, in Colombia they pay you, in America they don't, which is like crazy that they don't pay you those weeks. Well, not all of the companies, but most of the companies they just pay you the first 9 weeks and then you have to come back to work. Or you can still have like the parental leave, but they won't pay you at all. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's like the excuse or like the period of grace that the company give you to be with your baby. Hmm. What about clock in?
It's like when your shift for work starts, like when you say, I arrived to work.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So, for example, in restaurants here, you clock in and it's like a tiny iPad in the kitchen, and then you like kind of like type your name, and the system pretty much clock in the time that you start working. What about pro rata basis? It's kind of hard one.
If I'm not wrong, I think that's when you get paid depending on like the hours you work. Like not, I confuse if it is whether you get paid regarding like a job completed or the hours you took on the job. I always confuse which one it is.
Yeah, it's pretty much like the pro rata basis is based on like the amount of like a specific time or usage um of a job, pretty much. I would say that it's more used about, sorry, it's more used in the aspects or in the cases where you work, I don't know, I work 8 hours, so I get paid just for those 8 hours. So it's more used by like the amount of time that you work. What is idle chit chat?
Like a conversation without meaning, and I suppose in this context, like while on the work.
Yeah, like conversations that sometimes you have with people you don't know. Like for example, on um here in America, they have like cocktail hours where people that work from home, uh, they work 1 day per week, and they go to the office, and then after they finish their shift, like the company hosts like a cocktail hour where you go and meet new people, and usually with the new coworkers that you know or you meet, you have idle chit chat like, oh, so where are you from and where did you graduate or blah blah blah, and probably you will see the same person 2 months later and you will ask the same thing because it's like an idle chit chat, like whatever. Like you don't actually pay attention to the conversation. It's like informal and very light conversations about unimportant things. Okay, what about to wear someone out? Hmm.
Like to tire someone.
Yeah, like usually companies wear some coworkers out, and it make them like extremely tired and exhausted because of like the intensity of the work or like the demanding time. For example, doctors, right? They sometimes wear or like the hospitals here, or I will say more in Colombia, they wear doctors out because they sometimes they work 24-hour shifts. They are exhausted at the end of the day. So yeah. What about to make a concession? So it's pretty much like giving up on something. Um, like for example, a position. Like, okay, I'm going to make a concession on my, I don't know, accountant position, and I'm going to let this person do this, and then I'm going to start doing this other accountant position. I don't know if that makes sense. Or I'm going to make a concession on be a surgeon, and instead I'm going to be just like a nurse. It's like the act of like giving up on something. What about to bounce ideas off someone? What can you like understand? It's kind of weird, no? Bounce ideas off someone. Like, what do you understand by the context of that phrase? Sorry, Jason, you can try.
Like copy someone? I'm not sure. Like, yeah, copy the
Sorry,
ideas of
can you repeat
someone.
it again?
Yep. To copy someone, to copy the ideas of someone, or yeah, something like that. I'm not sure.
I think it's more like when you're like trying to figure something out, and when you talk with someone, it is clearer.
Like to clarify your mind. Yeah, actually, both definitions that you say work. It's pretty much like sharing ideas or testing out ideas with someone else to kind of find clarification on what to do on that project or on that case. So it's more like a common idiom to like receive feedback from others by sharing your ideas. And what about the last one? To be left to your own devices.
Like go on your own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's pretty much your boss telling you, you know what, Jason, you will lead us on this project. You are be left to your own devices. Like you can do and research and do whatever you want without any supervision, pretty much. It's like having that freedom to like do the project that you need to do as you please, pretty much. Did you know some of these words were these ones were these phrases like new for you guys, or for me they were kind of new. Like I've heard some of them, but um for example, poor databases, I didn't know about that one. Or bounce, I no, to be left to your own devices. So it was pretty cool to learn those two.
Yeah, I think I've heard most of them, but not like had a clear idea, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you start working from home or you start working for a corporate company that speak English, they will definitely be using these phrases a lot. So I think it was cool to review it or learn it. Okay, so now we're going to read about work-life balance. So there are four different people, and each of you are going to read one testimony. So Jason is going to read Ronan, Natalia is going to read Joe, then Jason Marcus, and then Natalia Lily. So they are going to be sharing with us like how is their work-life balance, how has been their experience, what do they do for a living, and other details. And after that, we are going to answer some questions. We are going to review like the paragraphs that we read, the main ideas, and specific details. Okay, so Jason, can you please start reading Ronan? Let me make this big.
Yes. So, Ronan, I work in a fairly traditional office environment doing a typical 9 to 5 job. I live, I like my job, but it's annoying that my commute to work takes an hour and a half each way, and most of my work could really be done online from home. But my boss doesn't seem to trust that we will get any work done if left to our own devices. And everyone in the company has to clock in and out every day. It's frustrating that they feel the need to monitor what we do so closely instead of judging us based on our task performance, like most companies do these days.
Thank you.
Joe, I used to do a typical 5-day week, but after I came out of my parental leave, I decided that I wanted to spend more time with my children before they start school. After negotiating with my boss, we decided to cut my working week down to a 3-day work week. This, of course, meant a significant cut in my pay too, as I'm paid on a pro rata basis. I've noticed, though, that my workload hasn't decreased in the slightest. I'm now doing 5 days worth of work in 3 days, but getting paid much less for it. I find myself having to take work home just so that I can meet the deadlines. It's wearing me out trying to juggle work with looking after my children and my family. But I don't dare to bring this up with my boss because I think he feels as if he's made a huge concession letting me come in only 3 days a week.
Okay. Marcus. I work for a global IT company, but because their headquarters is in the States, I do all my work online from home. That means that I don't waste time commuting or making idle chit chat with colleagues. I work on a project basis, and this flexibility is very valuable to me because it means that I can easily take some time off when my children need me to go to school performances or if I need to schedule an appointment with the dentist. The downside is that without clear office hours, I tend to work well into the evening, sometimes skipping dinner to finish a task. It can also get quite lonely working on my own, and I sometimes miss sharing ideas with colleagues.
Lily, I'm a freelancer and work for myself. This is great because I am in control of what I do and how I spend my time. At first, I was working from home, but I found it really hard to concentrate. There were just too many distractions around. Housework that needed doing, another cup of tea, my family members wanting my attention for various things. So I started to go to a nearby cafe to work, but the Wi Fi connection wasn't ideal, and I found myself drinking too much coffee. In the end, I decided to rent a desk in a co working space with 5 other freelancers like myself. I liked getting dressed to go to work in the morning and being able to focus in an office environment. The other freelancers do similar kinds of web based work to me, and it's nice to have workmates to bounce ideas off as well.
Thank you. Okay, so what do you guys think about the testimonies that you read? Like, based on everything, would you prefer to work from home or in an office? When I
I
was
think
reading this, sorry,
sorry.
Natalia, go ahead.
I was going to say that I think it depends on the type of work.
Mm-hmm,
Like, for example, I've done like translation work and I like working from home. It's like
mm-hmm,
it gives you a lot of freedom. But for example, online teaching is so much harder.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think it depends on the type of job. But like
I
if it
agree.
can be done online, I would prefer from home.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Jason? For example, teaching. Would you like to do it in person or online?
Oh, that's a tough question. As for me, I would say, yeah, there are two. No, I would say there is just one factor. How will be my commute from my job to
Yeah.
from my home to my job. For
Mm-hmm.
example, in this moment, I have to walk depending. Uh, if I am going to work downtown, I have to walk like 30 minutes from my home to my job. For
Mm-hmm.
now, I would say I prefer to go to work and I prefer to teach in person. I like
Mm-hmm.
of course, the online teaching thing or the online learning. That's how I've been practicing English most of the time. But for me, there is nothing like being there, listening to the other people, having colleagues. I think there is nothing compared to that. Even though I love my home and so on, but nah, I prefer to do the magic face to face, not online.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's pretty much it. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
sure if I wanted to say something else. Yeah, I prefer to go there and work there with people. Not, I mean, I am studying with people, but from a computer.
Mm-hmm.
That's it's just not my cup of tea sometimes. So yeah, that's it.
That's good. Yeah, I guess that like I'm fine teaching online. Um, but sometimes I miss like the environment of a classroom. So I guess it depends on like the person. But if I was going to work online in a corporate job, I would love to go to the office. I I will get so distracted in my house. Like I'll go crazy. I need to like stand up. I need to like I don't know. I need to like move my body. I can't just stay like sitting on my desk. But yeah, I just wanted to know like your opinions and what would you do? Okay, so based on what we just read, we're going to answer these detailed questions. Does any of you remember why Ronan was frustrated?
He was frustrated because his commute was too long, but the
Mhm.
boss didn't agree to let them work from home because
Mhm.
the boss believes in monitoring everything they do
Mhm.
and not do the like not according to the results of their job, but evaluating according to the hours worked. So that was frustrating for Ronan.
Mhm. Do you remember how long did it take him to go from home to the office?
1.5 hours.
Yeah, 1 hour and a half. Yeah. What problem does Joe have with her job?
She wanted to have more time to spend with her children, so
Mhm.
she was working 5 days per week, but she changed it to 3 weeks, 3 days per week, and working from home. What's the problem? That she had to make the progress of 5 days in just 3 days. So she had to start to work till late and so on. And her salary, of course, she was doing the same things, but with less salary. So that's another big issue. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. So pretty much is doing the same amount of work, getting paid less hours, and what it makes me like kind of laugh was that at the end of the paragraph she says like um the boss was kind of like he feels like a concession on her, like he was actually helping her, but in real life he wasn't by cutting the hours and sorry by cutting the salary but working pretty much the same amount of hours. Crazy. What are the advantage and disadvantage of Marcus' work? Remember he talked about a few.
He said he liked it that he didn't have to commute, he didn't have to chit chat,
Mm-hmm.
um, but that it was lonely.
Mm-hmm. He felt lonely. And what about Lily, why did she choose to work in a co-working space? Like what was happening when she was working at home?
She was distracted. And I get that because I used to be from home. And sometimes my family is around. Yeah, I just got distracted. But she also tried like a coffee shop. But the thing is, on the one hand, the noise. And well, they didn't say this. Oh, yeah, she said this. And I think she started to drink too much coffee. Or if they didn't say this, it could be logical to think that if you are in a coffee shop, you will have coffee every day there.
Mm-hmm.
So she wanted to have like a desk, like an office, and I pretty much like it. Like I prefer to work in an office than in a
Mm-hmm.
coffee shop or in my home. So,
Yeah, that's true. Well, you guys did very well. I know that detailed questions can be sometimes tricky because they ask for very specific information, but this one were like detailed but also general in a way. Um, Now we are going to do a true or false activity. So the first one, Brannan's boss thinks his employees will not be as productive if they work from home. Is that true or false?
True.
Jason, do you agree?
yes, teacher, agree.
Yeah. He mentioned it in his paragraph that for him is crazy and that his boss thinks that like people will not be productive if they are not in their office. Brennan thinks that the performance of employees should be judged according to how much time they spend in the office.
That's false. I have the idea, but I don't remember the specific words. The
Okay, can you explain your idea?
he mentioned something about using them for something else, like productivity or something, but I don't remember like the words. I can
Mm-hmm.
explain something like that.
Mm-hmm. Do you agree, Natalia?
Yeah, it's false. He
Mm-hmm.
mentioned um, like it should be judged according to the project results.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good job. Yeah, it's false. Okay, the third one. Joe is paid the same for a 5-day work week as she is in a 3-day work week.
False.
Do you agree, Jason?
Yes, I agree. It's false.
Mm-hmm. It's false. She's being paid less, but is still working the same, of course. Joe feels exhausted trying to manage both a 5-day workload and childcare.
That one's true.
Can you explain why?
Like she wanted to have more time for her children, but the amount of work keeps being the same. Uh, so she's like overwhelmed.
Mhm. Yeah, she feels overwhelmed. Okay, and the fifth one, although Marcus sees the benefit in not having idle chit chat, he misses interacting with his colleagues. True or false?
I'd say that's true.
True. You said true?
Yep.
Yes. Okay. Do you agree, Natalia?
Yes, I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And at the end of the paragraph, he was saying that he feels kind of lonely and he kind of misses interacting with his colleagues. And the last one, Lily didn't like working from the cafe because the coffee wasn't very good.
That one's false. The reason was
Hmm.
that she was drinking too much coffee.
Yep, that's true. That is true. Well, very good, guys. You answered everything correct. And now we're going to do the group up activity. How many hours a day do you study and work? Do you think you have a good work-life balance? Why not? And what do you do to relax after study or after work?
Um, I am a freelancer, so the hours I
Yep.
work, they depend. Really, they
Mm-hmm.
depend. Sometimes, like there's a week where my clients are like, "I we need a job now, right now, for now, please
Mm-hmm.
now." And I'm like, for some reason, all my clients at the same time, and I will be working as much as possible, as much as my body lets me. But then it's like 3 months without any job, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So how many hours? It depends. Study, I tend to like uh, the minimum amount of subjects, the credits the university lets you because of my job that can be so unpredictable. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, I don't know, let's say 3 hours a day for study, more or less,
Mm-hmm.
maybe less, 2, 3 hours a day. And work-life balance. Yeah, I think I have a good. I mean, despite the unpredictable that it can be, because sometimes it's too much work and sometimes there's nothing to do. I think like the times where I don't have anything to do is like it compensates for the times that I'm too busy. So yeah, I think maybe it's a little bit unbalanced in that it is too much at the same time and then nothing, but
Mm-hmm.
it compensates. I kind of like it, and I like the freedom it gives me. Like I can say, oh, let's go for a week somewhere else, and it doesn't matter.
That's very good. Very,
Yeah,
very good. Very good work-life balance.
and relax after work or study. I have several things that I like to do. I like crocheting. I like watching anime, or
Mhm.
every night I watch with my mom an episode of some series or another, or maybe a movie.
That's nice. Quality time with your mom. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Well, thank you for answering the questions. Jason, do you want to answer the questions or just one?
Yeah, I could answer that. So as for the first question, how many hours a day do I study or work? Well, for now I don't have a job, so I just have to study. And well, I was doing the sums. And more or less, I think I study 6 to 7 hours per day. I mean, 2 hours in the morning, then 2 hours in the afternoon, then sometimes 1 or 2 hours at night. But it also depends. For example, today I have like 4 classes, so 4 hours of study. But I still do some homework because this is the last week of homework, and I still have plenty of day. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
let's say like 7 hours, more or less 6, 7. And on weekends, most of the weekends I haven't done any homework. I prefer to do other things. I will tell you in the last question. For the second question, do you think you have a good work-life balance? Well, when I had a job, I did. I When I got home, I disconnected from my job. But oh yeah, back in that time, I had to work like 10 hours per day, plus 1 hour of lunch plus 1 hour of, oh my god, of going to of the commute time. So there were like 12 hours I have to spend in my job per day. And there were some weeks that I studied, that I worked all the week. I mean, 7 days per week. So it was crazy. So, well, I didn't have a work-life balance in terms of time. But when I was at home, I was not thinking about my job. I was thinking about the things I could have accomplished. And that's for the final question. Well, I have like a routine, I study 1 hour and I listen to a video, or listen to music, or just get out and breathe a little. And as for weekends, I just change my routine completely. I read a book, I watch TV shows, movies, sometimes I write things. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
That's good. Very different types of relaxing. And that's very nice. I'm glad that you guys have study life or work life balance. It's very, very important. And I hope you like this lesson. I hope you like the topic, and also I hope you learn a little bit of vocabulary and you practice your reading skill. Before we finish the class, do you guys have any question, any comment, any suggestion?
It was very enjoyable. Thank you for the class. It was also an interesting topic that I think it's important to keep into account, to keep in mind your work-life balance and your quality of life.
That's true. A topic that we don't, or I don't think that much about it, but it's very important for your soul and for your mind. And I really appreciate that you guys connected today. This week is the last week, so I won't see you until next semester. And then that will be my last semester, which is crazy. But yeah,
Congrats!
hopefully, yeah. Yeah, I'm finishing. Well, I don't know, guys, like there's so many things that I need to do, but I think I have 2 more practical classes next semester, and then I think I'll be done. Yeah, that will be my last semester. I'm taking a lot of classes this semester, and then I'm going to take the how do you call that semester in the middle of the 2 semesters? I forgot.
Like intersemestral?
Intersemestral. Yes, intersemestral. Yes, I'm taking more classes in the intersemestral. So yeah, hopefully I'll be done by November this year. So I will see you next semester still, but yeah, I really appreciate that you guys connected a lot during this semester, this first semester of 2026. And it was a pleasure to like see you and talk to you. And I really hope to see you next semester too.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your classes. Like, I enjoyed them a lot. And yeah,
Thank you, Nat.
hopefully we'll see each other next semester.
Yes, we have to. Come on, guys, please. Um, I will send you guys the attendance link and the satisfaction survey on the chat. And if we don't have any questions or anything, well, I will see you next semester or in the afternoon or later because I have listening drills later. So I know I'll see Jason there. I'm not sure, Natalia, but anyways, it was
Me too.
okay, perfect. So I'll see you guys in a bit.
Okay, bye
Have a
bye. Thank you
good
so much.
morning. Bye bye,
Thanks,
Natalia.
teacher. See you in a while.
Thank you.
Have a nice one.
I'll see you in a bit. Bye,
Yeah.
Jason.
Bye.